Hello guys, this is Imran Rao, your IELTS trainer, and today we are doing the IELTS academic module writing task 2, which is essay writing, and of course we're going to do it the easy way. Okay, so there are again 3 simple steps in which you can write this essay. And of course you know that you have to write at least 250 words and you have 40 minutes to do that. So number 1 is that you have to write an introduction. Okay, you have to write an introduction. After the introduction you have to go to the main body and you have to write 2 paragraphs at least, but you can also write 3 paragraphs in your main body. And step number 3 is writing a conclusion. So let's have a look. How do we do that? Okay, I will explain to you step by step. Let's go. Okay, so here we are with our writing task 2 easy essay writing formula, and this is step number 1, which is writing an introduction for your essay. So first read the topic. Now the topic is, today more and more tourists are visiting places where the conditions are difficult, such as the Sahara Desert or the Antarctic. Now, what are the benefits and drawbacks for tourists who visit such places? So this is your topic, guys. Always have a very good look, or read your topic 2 to 3 times just to understand what are they telling you and what are they asking you. So here the 2 colors mentioned. The purple color is for the thing which they are telling you, and the green color indicates that they're asking you something, right? This is your question basically. So in the first part they tell you that more and more tourists are visiting the places which are unusual kind of places like Sahara Desert and Antarctic. And after that they ask you a pretty straightforward question in this example, which is, what are the benefits and drawbacks for tourists who visit such places? So whatever kind of essay you're going to write, you always have to look at the topic. What are they telling you and what are they asking you? Now let's go how to write that. Okay, the introduction paragraph. Step number 1 is that you have to write a background sentence giving some background information on the essay topic. You have to talk about the topic. Okay, some background information. For example, recently it has become a trend for tourists to visit places with harsh conditions. Okay, we are using word harsh here because in your topic, sometimes because when you paraphrase your topic, you have to change, you have to use the vocabulary which is not used in your topic. Okay, so here we are using harsh on the place of difficult. Okay, so those are the places which people do not visit normally for tourism. So this is this is the opening of our essay. All right. Point number 2 is a more detailed sentence linking the background sentence to the thesis. Okay, so we have to say something more about our opening sentence, okay, or about our topic. So what we are saying here is, some people will have a unique experience traveling to those places because it is something that you do not practice in your daily life, but others might face unusual conditions out there. So here, if you notice, we are balancing the essay. So we are going to talk about the advantages as well as the disadvantages. Okay, so now we have to develop the thesis. We have to raise a question, a thesis. Okay, for thesis we are writing, the big question is, are there any downsides for this kind of trips, where the people's health or physical condition might be compromised? So now there's a question which we are raising. So when we are going to answer these questions, our essay will be ready. Okay, right after that thesis question, you have to write a conclusion, a conclusive sentence, right? Not exactly a conclusion, but a conclusive sentence, because it just states that what are you exactly going to. This is the conclusion of your introduction basically. It says, let's evaluate both sides and see what advantages and disadvantages one could have visiting such places. It means that now we are going for our main body, and in our main body we are going to answer the two things, which is advantages and disadvantages. Now let's read again. Recently, it has become a trend for tourists to visit places with harsh conditions. Those are the places which people do not visit normally for tourism. Some people will have a unique experience traveling to these places because this is something that you do not practice in your daily life, but others might face unusual conditions out there. The big question is, are there any downsides for this kind of trips where the people's health and physical condition might be compromised? Let's evaluate both sides and see what advantages and disadvantages one could have visiting such places. So this is our introduction, guys. Now let's go for the step number 2 now. Hey guys, here we are with our main body. After our introduction, we are writing our main body, and for main body we are going to write 2 paragraphs. Now this is paragraph number 1, the supporting paragraph 1. Okay, it says we are going to start it with the topic sentence illustrating the first point you will be presenting to support your thesis. All right, this point is taken from your outline sentence. Okay, so the thing is that you're again going to talk about what are you going to write on. So let's have a closer look what kind of benefits people actually expect for the tourism. Okay, now the second sentence might be a sentence which is elaborating it further. What are you talking about in your essay? Now, visiting a place with a threat to your life may be exciting for some travelers, and this feeling could benefit your appreciation for life and health. People are amused by the sort of scenery and landscape that they might find in isolated places where the human beings have not touched any of nature. All right, this is point number 2, and the point number 3 is a sentence showing a real life example. So this is very important that you have to include an example in your essay. In each paragraph you're going to talk about an example. So this is the example. Also, for some people, traveling to inhabited and peaceful places could improve their health in several ways. For example, it was reported by the University of Cambridge in 2016 that a group of travelers traveled to the Amazonian rainforest, okay, and they spent their vacations there. Okay, so after that example, you're going to talk about how it fits in there. Okay, so this actually improved their sight by 60% in comparison to those who spent their vacations in the city. All right, so after that we are going to talk about the conclusive sentence for our paragraph number 1, which is visiting a place with a threat to your life may be exciting for some travelers, and this feeling could benefit your appreciation for life and health. On the other hand, it might be difficult for the people who are experiencing it. So let's just read the whole paragraph. Okay, now let's have a closer look what kind of benefits people actually expect for traveling to remote and unusual places for tourism. Visiting a place with a threat to your life may be exciting for some travelers, and this feeling could benefit your appreciation for life and health. People are amused by the sort of scenery and landscape that they might find in isolated places where the human beings have not touched any of nature. Also, for some people, traveling to inhabited and peaceful places could improve their health in several ways. For example, it was reported by the University of Cambridge in 2016 that a group of tourists preferred to spend vacations in the Amazonian rainforest for a month. This actually improved their sight by 60% in comparison to those who lived in the city with their regular life. Visiting a place with a threat to your life may be exciting for some travelers, and this feeling could benefit your appreciation for life and health. On the other hand, it might not be the right option for others. So this is the ending of our first paragraph. Now we are going to go for the second paragraph. Okay guys, here we are with our main bodies supporting paragraph 2. Okay, we are going to start it with exactly the same way like we did our first paragraph, a topic sentence illustrating the second point you will be presenting. So first we talked about the advantages. This time we are talking about the disadvantages, so we have to start it like that. However, traveling to landmarks with difficult conditions might create a problem to those tourists who are mentally weak or technology based. The isolation feeling could make you feel homesick and start crying or feeling depressed and not finishing your trip without even visiting the best parts yet. Okay, so this shows that now we are going to talk about the disadvantages, okay, the drawbacks. All right, so this is how we are going to open our second paragraph. Next, we are going to add a sentence showing a real life example again. To illustrate, a survey done by the Institute of Tourism in Africa showed that almost 25% of tourists crossing the Sahara Desert did not finish the tour because they were feeling isolated and the conditions were too extreme for them. All right, so this is the life example, and now we have to relate this example to our essay. Also, for those who are technology dependent, all right, this experience might be frustrating as they cannot be online with the modern world. People who are frequently connected via internet might find the experience boring. So this time we are against, okay, we are showing the negative side. Okay, so now let's go for the conclusion of paragraph number 2. We can write, due to such hardships, this experience is not considered as an option for tourism for most of the people. Okay, so let's read it again, the full paragraph. However, traveling to landmarks with difficult conditions might create a problem to those tourists who are mentally weak or technology based. The isolation feeling could make you feel homesick and start crying or feeling depressed and not finishing your trip without even visiting the best parts yet. To illustrate, a survey done by the Institute of Tourism in Africa showed that almost 25% of tourists crossing the Sahara Desert did not finish the tour because they were feeling isolated and conditions were too extreme for them. Besides, for those who are technology dependent, this experience might be frustrating as they cannot be online with the modern world. People who are frequently connected via internet might find the experience boring. Due to such hardships, this experience is not considered as an option for tourism for most of the people. So here we proved our point, which are the disadvantages. Now let's go for the conclusion. Okay guys, so here we are with the step number 3, and this is the conclusion of your essay. Now this is very important that you must conclude. Okay, here a summary sentence that briefly states 2 points you discussed in your supporting paragraphs. You have to talk about those points, all right? You can start with to conclude, visiting unusual remote places for tourism could be an option for some, but for others it's a troublesome experience, all right? Now, again, you're restating your thesis using different words. Exploring places that have an uncommon condition could be a positive trip for those looking for a spiritual experience or a health improvement. However, for those who are afraid of losing their comfort zone and the connection with the 21st century, this kind of excursion might be a disappointing idea due to the facilities that these places lack. So this is a very good ending. Okay, so that's how we can end our essay. Now this is very, very important that you must conclude your essay. All right, now let's read the conclusion. To conclude, visiting unusual remote places for tourism could be an option for some, but for others it's a troublesome idea. Exploring places that have an uncommon condition could be a positive trip for those looking for a spiritual experience or a health improvement. However, for those who are afraid of losing their comfort zone and the connection with the 21st century, this kind of excursion might be a disappointing idea due to the facilities that these places lack. So that's how we conclude our essay. Now let's have a quick recap. Introduction paragraph. The background sentence giving some background information on the essay topic. A more detailed sentence linking the background sentence to the essay. A thesis that represents your point of view, then an outline sentence declaring the 2 points you are going to talk about. Then we have supporting paragraph 1, a topic sentence illustrating the first point you will be presenting to support your thesis. Okay, a sentence elaborating your point further. Okay, a sentence showing a real life example of the topic. A discussion sentence that shows how your examples links to prove your point. A conclusion sentence that links this entire paragraph back to your thesis. Then you have supporting paragraph 2, a topic sentence illustrating the second point. This is exactly the same, the sentence showing a real life example. Then you have to connect your example again to the thing, and the conclusion part. Alright, then you have the summary sentence that briefly states the 2 points you discussed for your supporting paragraphs. A restatement of your thesis using different words. So that's how you're writing your essay. I hope you liked it, guys. Thank you very much.